Normandy, June 1944. A small group of American paratroopers from the Filthy 13 is cut off behind enemy lines. They're exhausted, low on supplies, and badly outnumbered. Sergeant Jake McNeese, the man leading them, is already a legend in his own unit. A demolition expert with a mohawk, war paint on his face, and a long history of fighting with officers who tried to rein him in. The Army had nearly thrown him out multiple times, but every time combat came, McNeese proved too effective to lose. According to accounts from the men who served with him, a German force hundreds strong closed in around McNeese's position. On paper, it was over. A few dozen paratroopers trapped by far superior numbers in the hedgerows of Normandy. A German officer approached under a flag of truce to offer surrender terms, expecting the Americans to take the only logical way out. McNeese didn't see it that way. Instead of negotiating, he treated the German officer as if he were the one in danger. Different versions of the story remember the exact words differently, but the message was the same. The Germans could retreat, talk under American terms, or attack and pay for every meter of ground in blood. Behind him, McNeese had already placed his men in positions that turned the surrounding fields and lanes into a kill zone, covering likely approaches with overlapping fire. What made the bluff work was that it wasn't entirely a bluff. McNeese had a reputation for doing exactly what he threatened, fighting to the last and taking a shocking number of enemies with him. The German officer studied the situation, weighed the cost of assaulting a dug-in airborne unit, and chose not to find out how far the crazy sergeant was willing to go. The German force withdrew, leaving a tiny American group still holding its ground. The Filthy 13 would become famous in photographs and documentaries, bareheaded, mohawks, and war paint. But behind that image was a man the Army had almost thrown away. Jake McNeese's refusal to surrender, and his willingness to gamble on nerve and terrain instead of numbers, saved his men from what should have been a hopeless situation. Subscribe for more war and history stories.